Now, you don't necessarily have to display Toto inside the basket like how they have it, since Toto never appears inside Dorothy's basket. Hello fellow Aussians, and welcome to the channel. Recently, I got a package in from Australia, and we're gonna unbox it. This replica 2-pack of the basket and Toto was released by Ikon Design Studio. This was a limited release and originally cost $199.99 Australian dollars. Unlike our other replicas from Ikon Design Studio, this particular replica was not shipped inside a specially designed shipper box. Opening up the box reveals some packaging, and then underneath that is the box. And this box has all of the familiar markings that we've seen on the other Ikon pieces. Opening up this box reveals the basket. The basket is wrapped in a very thick shrink-wrapped plastic. You'll need to remove this plastic to display the basket. And here is the basket with Toto. Let's take Toto out of the basket and just talk about the basket first. The construction on this basket is really nice. If there's one thing about the basket from the MGM film is that it has a very specific look that I've never seen out in the wild with baskets, so that, you could just pick up. So it's not like you could just pick up another basket and it looks exactly like this one. At least I have never seen one. And while the basket isn't an exact one-to-one replica with the basket Judy Garland has in the film, it's still a very nice basket. Just to show you without the napkin, it looks really good. One of the things to note when I was taking off that shrink-wrapped plastic, I did get some chips on it, so just be aware when you're deboxing this to be at least a little careful with this, since it's not plastic. This will eventually deteriorate if you're not careful with it. But overall, the construction on this is really nice. The overall height of the basket is around 12.5 to 13 inches tall. It's around 12.5 inches deep and a little over 6 inches wide. So it's a substantial basket. On the side here is a hang tag, which tells you that this is the replica basket with Toto. One of the trends that we have been seeing a lot recently with these Ikon pieces is that they haven't been numbering these pieces like what they did originally with the ruby slippers. All of their later pieces, they've not been numbering, and they just tell us, oh, it's limited. How many that were made and how long it's going to be available. Yeah, those are questions we don't know. It's just limited. Now, let's talk about the napkin included. This is not a typical gingham fabric. It's more like a print, I would say, because of the inclusion of these dark blue squares in the design of this. For what it is, it's nice. It does still give off Wizard of Oz with the color and the inclusion with the basket, but it's not 100% exactly what the fabric was from the film. They've also included this red embroidered Wizard of Oz ruby slipper logo on the side. It's okay. I mean, like, if you don't like the fact that this is here, the nice part about it is that you can always display it from the other side, and no one will be the wiser. Or, of course, you could just replace this with some gingham fabric. That's completely up to you. Now let's talk about Toto. Right out of the packaging, I did have to do a little bit of floofing and brushing to get his eyes to be seen right out of the packaging. And that's normal, I would say, with, you know, stuffed animals. He isn't posable in case you're hoping maybe you can move, you know, the arms or pose them into different positions. He is a stagnant stuffed animal, so he's not going to be moving from this position. But I would say overall, he's a very nice stuffed plush Toto. There have been many of these that were made over the years, and this one is definitely one of the nicer ones. Now, you don't necessarily have to display Toto inside the basket like how they have it, since Toto never appears inside Dorothy's basket in the entirety of the movie, despite what everyone thinks. It's Miss Gulch's basket that Toto gets put into, and also a basket in the witch's castle. It is never Dorothy's basket. Yeah. Anyways, you can always put something else inside the basket. I picked this oil can up at a flea market, and you could always display different items inside the basket to make it look a little bit more authentic to the Wizard of Oz. You could also get some apples. You can make a really, really cool display with this basket, which I think is really cool that since it's an object you can put things into, you have different display options inside your Oz collection. Overall, I think this makes a wonderful addition to the Ikon Design Studio lineup of what they have made and contributed to the Wizard of Oz replica scene. This is certainly one of the more cheaper items out of the ones that they've made. I got a little bit of a deal when I ordered this one with the website Pop Culture from Australia. I completely had been neglecting that every birthday they had been giving me store credit. And this year I got the email on my birthday and I was like, oh, maybe I should actually like look into this. And I saw how much I had accumulated literally since that first initial ordering of the ruby slippers back in 2019. I hadn't touched it since then. And I got a really good deal on this basket with Toto set. So that was pretty cool because the shipping and handling and tariffs from Australia would have been a lot to swallow, considering what a great deal the exchange rate still is from Australia to US dollar. The set adjusted to US dollars on the day that I ordered it was around $130, which is an even lower price than what Ikon Design Studio offered their ruby slippers at. So overall, I think this is a great piece, and it would make a great addition to your Wizard of Oz collection. Have you picked up the basket from Ikon Design Studio, and what did you think about it? Let's have a discussion down in the comments section. And if you liked that video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe. New videos are posted every 2 weeks on the 15th and last day of each month. And if that doesn't satisfy your appetite for Oz, follow the link in the description to ozclub.org and join the International Wizard of Oz Club. Until next time, bye y'all.